Yeah, it's difficult to quite know what to say, really. We've just come back from the UWA, the Ugandan Wildlife Authority's store of traps and snares, and you just can't comprehend the numbers that are there and the harm that's done. The facility was built by the UCF, which is why we're here to try and raise money for them. And they support UWA significantly in trying to enable them to go out and get these traps and snares and try and clear them away. I mean, we were shown around by a person from UWA, a guy called John, who was brilliant. Unfortunately, as I was taking video footage, the generator was running really nearby, so there's probably no sound, which is why I'm talking. But I mean, it's frightening. It really is just scary at what we saw there. There were spears, there were leg traps there was one with a cob leg still in it. There was wire snares, there were motorbikes that the poachers use. It's the illegal trade in these animals for medicine and ivory, and there's also some just like eating bushmeat, so they'll go in and they'll take these herds out and trap them for food. But we've seen on the road, we saw an elephant whose tip had been cut off by a trap. We saw another elephant who had a horrific leg wound from a wire snare, and that is further illustration of the work that the UCF do, because we saw them with the UCF team, Jimmy, who immediately contacted the sort of head office to try and get a vet out to them. It took a couple of days to relocate this elephant, but they removed the snare and they treated it. I mean, whether it will heal or not, I don't know. I mean, you can see the footage. It's just horrendous. So we also heard about a lion, Victor, who lost his back leg to a leg trap, but amazingly is still surviving. There's a population of lions in a different park that Mike Keegwin, who's the head of UCF, was telling us about, where they've only got sort of 2 or 3 male lions left. One of them was trapped in a leg trap, and they had to mobilize a team to get out there to get him out of the trap and treat him as quickly as possible. And the good news is that he was located and the trap was removed and he was treated and he should be fine. But this is the work. Sorry, I'm struggling to speak. This vitally important work that's being done, because these guys are trying to, sometimes they're trying to trap lions, sometimes they're trying to just trap deer for their own food, or cob, as one species is called here. But these traps are indiscriminate. They don't care what they get. They don't care whether they get an elephant, a lion, a leopard, anything. And the work that they're doing here is so fantastic to try and turn these poachers and these communities towards conservation, to making them part of the solution, because you can't do it without them. There's no point in just going to war with these people. You have to try and bring them on board and bring them on side. So all of it is just extraordinary, and I can't tell you how moved both me and my wife Carol were about this. It's just extraordinary, and that's pretty much all I can say, really. Very, very, yeah, tragic and upsetting.